The Gospel of Matthew, chapter 20. The parable of the workers. For the kingdom of heaven is like a landowner who went out early in the morning to hire workers for his vineyard. He agreed to pay them a denarius for the day and sent them into his vineyard. About the third hour he went out and saw others standing in the marketplace, doing nothing. "You also go into my vineyard," he said, "and I will pay you whatever is right." So they went. He went out again about the 6th hour and the 9th hour, and did the same thing. About the 11th hour he went out and found still others standing around. "Why have you been standing here all day long, doing nothing?" he asked. "Because no one has hired us," they answered. So he told them, "You also go into my vineyard." When evening came, the owner of the vineyard said to his foreman, "Call the workers and pay them their wages, starting with the last ones hired and moving on to the first." The workers who were hired about the 11th hour came, and each received a denarius. So when the original workers came, they assumed they would receive more, but each of them also received a denarius. On receiving their pay, they began to grumble against the landowner. "These men who were hired last worked only 1 hour," they said, "and you have made them equal to us, who have borne the burden and the scorching heat of the day." But he answered one of them, "Friend, I am not being unfair to you. Did you not agree with me on 1 denarius? Take your pay and go. I want to give this last man the same as I gave you. Do I not have the right to do as I please with what is mine? Or are you envious because I'm generous?" So the last will be first, and the first will be last. The third prediction of the Passion. As Jesus was going up to Jerusalem, he took the 12 disciples aside and said, "Look, we're going up to Jerusalem, and the Son of Man will be delivered over to the chief priests and scribes. They will condemn him to death, and will deliver him over to the Gentiles, to be mocked and flogged and crucified. And on the third day he will be raised to life." A mother's request. Then the mother of Zebedee's sons came to Jesus with her sons and knelt down to make a request of him. "What do you want?" he inquired. She answered, "Declare that in your kingdom one of these 2 sons of mine may sit at your right hand and the other at your left." "You do not know what you are asking," Jesus replied. "Can you drink the cup I am going to drink?" "We can," the brothers answered. "You will indeed drink my cup," Jesus said, "but to sit at my right or left is not mine to grant. These seats belong to those for whom my Father has prepared them." When the 10 heard about this, they were indignant with the 2 brothers. But Jesus called them aside and said, "You know that the rulers of the Gentiles lord it over them, and their superiors exercise authority over them. It shall not be this way among you. Instead, whoever wants to become great among you must be your servant, and whoever wants to be first among you must be your slave. Just as the Son of Man did not come to be served, but to serve, and to give his life as a ransom for many." The blind men by the road. As they were leaving Jericho, a large crowd followed him, and there were 2 blind men sitting beside the road. When they heard that Jesus was passing by, they cried out, "Lord, Son of David, have mercy on us." The crowd admonished them to be silent, but they cried out all the louder, "Lord, Son of David, have mercy on us." Jesus stopped and called them. "What do you want me to do for you?" he asked. Lord, they answered, let our eyes be opened. Moved with compassion, Jesus touched their eyes, and at once they received their sight and followed him. All right, so there we are. We're still in Matthew here, and notice here the Jesus predicts his own death and his resurrection. Right, it's in verses 17 to 19. Take another look at that, verses 17 to 19 here, and so that's just something we want to keep in mind, that Jesus already knew what was going to happen to him, and exactly explains what happens. And after the resurrection, he explains it to the disciples. So the resurrection is a fact, and here Jesus already announces it and predicts his own death before his suffering, his death, his crucifixion and death, and then his resurrection. Astonishing. So anyways, so there's more in the blog for you to discover about all these topics, like as much as possible. And I have today for you a book tip. It's called Letters to the Church, Karen H. Jobs. Letters to the Church, Karen H. Jobs. And this is one of the best commentaries on the book of Hebrews. We don't know who wrote Hebrews. On the letters in the New Testament, right? The letters of James and Jude, and the other letters by by John, right? The Apostle John wrote the letters, and the letters from Peter, of course. So it's just an amazing book. There's lots of illustrations in there. There's illustrations. There's charts here, right? So things to explore. There's in the back. There's like the index in the back is awesome. Like it's just everything's covered. Like theology is there, biblical studies. There's a wonderful glossary in the back. It is one of those books where we're just appreciative that a person took all the time and effort and resources to create it, and it is definitely worth it. It's, I would say, in reading level is beginner, introductory beginner. Could also be for intermediate, but probably more beginner to understand how the New Testament, all those letters, they came about. Letters, we also call the letters books, right? So it's just something to consider. The language is very easy to follow along. The sentences are relatively short. At the end, it always has key terms, review questions for discussion, and further resources going further. It offers so much. It's written like a textbook. It really is a textbook used in seminary for teaching primarily. But also it could easily be accessible to a person who is relatively new to the Bible, that wants to learn more about the New Testament and how it all fits together. So I'd say if, again, buy or purchase, I'd say if you can buy it, maybe the ebook is at a better price. But if you're really serious about this, I would say it's a buy. But borrow it at least if you can. So it's just very well done. Bible-based, Christ-centered resource. Doesn't challenge God's word. Works with the text, what we have, and very well written, very accessible, and very easy to follow along, and very good resource. So that's it for today. May God bless you and keep you.